Hello again, Michael Freeberg here from beautiful North Carolina with another shaving product review. Today it is going to be shaving cream. This is an Israeli shaving cream. You may also be familiar with the MEM. Let me just show you the box. Shaving cream for skincare. And it does say enriched with menthol extract to refresh the skin. Not a highly mentholated soap, by the way. This apparently used to be a soap that was sold under the name of Lavandor, and it came in a metal tube and in a triangular box. It was, I think in 2005, rebranded to shaving cream for skincare. It does include, obviously, Hebrew on there. There's also some Arabic on the box. I should have said Shalom Habibi to start this all off with. This is what is known as a commercial shaving cream, and I'll show you what it looks like in just a moment. It is the very kind gift passed on by a wonderful friend at the massive North Carolina 2015 meetup. I can't even go into just how massive meetup it was. So huge that the two of us were able to hold it at a single table at a local restaurant. So just so you know. All right, today's shaving brush is going to be the Semogue Semogue Owners Club boar brush. Very well broken in. Today's razor, the razor for this week, is an old favorite, the RazoRock Stealth Slant. This is the V1. I honestly don't know what the differences were between the V2, V3, and V4. As I've said many times in a variety of posts, mostly as a joke, but I'm more than happy to part with this razor for a measly $10,000. All of which will go to charity, obviously, if somebody does want to buy it for that. So let's go ahead and get the shave going. This is actually a really nice shaving cream. The scent is like an old school, described as like an old school tobacco scent, lightly perfumed, very pleasant, not overpowering. As you can see, it is green. Like many of these sort of commercial creams, it has kind of a bit of a pearlescent sheen to it. There's a couple different options for how you can apply this. I just usually just rub a bit on my face. Just some small dabs. If you need to use more again, you can of course smear this on top of the brush if you like. All right, just tap it down. Screw the cap back on again. It is lightly mentholated, but it is very lightly mentholated. It is just a touch cooling. All right, I'm just wetting the brush. I'm going to squeeze it out a little bit so it starts off damp and not too wet, so you don't start flinging lather everywhere. As usual for these Sunday shaves, about 2 days worth of growth. All right, let's add a bit of water. Just dripping some water into the brush. Yeah, very nice, very pleasant scent. Also very easy to lather. I'm going to add some more water in just a moment. Again, I'm just dribbling some water onto the face of the brush. This is going to take a little bit of water because I've put quite a bit on. But this will build very nice, creamy, slick lather. Now, I don't think you're going to mistake this for some of the super fatty artisan options. There's obviously nothing like tallow or lanolin. This is a straight commercial soap, which would remind most of us of something like the Palmolive tube shaving cream. Yeah, scent is very nice, feels good on the face. Like I said, lightly cooling. If you're looking for a big menthol hit, well, then this is not going to do it for you. Yeah, you can see it's starting to thicken up nicely. I'm going to add a touch more water. There we go. Yeah, really enjoyed it this week actually. Very easy to use, pleasant scent, no issues lathering it. Ugh, Doesn't taste very good. Okay, I'm going to be using a Voskhod blade in the Stealth second use. The Persona Red that I was using before actually made it through 10 shaves, I think, or maybe 11, and then during that last shave, that was it, just fell apart. I finished off with it, but it was clearly completely done. Yeah, easy shaves this week. I've just shaved with this razor so often, it just feels so familiar. It's like just getting back on a bike after years, you just instantly know how to hold it. Generally speaking, pretty effortless shave. Shaving cream is nice and slick. I was actually very surprised to have this handed to me as a gift, because this shaving soap is no longer being manufactured, and the person who picked it up was able to get it from a guy who knew a guy. I think it's kind of one of those stories. You've got to go down to this store, and that guy may still have some of it in stock. Digging through boxes to try to find the remainders. So I was very pleased to get a tube of this. And again, just a very simple, easy to use commercial shaving cream. All right, quick and easy first pass, done. Try not to get that in my mouth. All right, rinse off a little bit. Yeah, you can see how much that takes off, easy and quick. All right. Lather up for round number 2. Plenty of soap in the brush. But of course, if you run out, there's really no problem with just adding a bit more to the tips. I'm just dripping a bit of water on there. Yeah, this brush is broken in very nicely. I don't use it very often. I didn't really work that hard to break it in. I am soaking it before I use it, but I'm only soaking it for maybe a minute or two. I'm just really sort of getting it wet under the faucet and just standing it up on its base on the sink while I'm getting ready to shave. Not really going out of my way to soak it for 5 or 10, and so far no ill effects. All right, across the grain. Yeah, simple, just does the job. Nothing fancy, just easy to use. Now, I know if you are a person who used to use the old versions that came in the larger metal tube, you may be bemoaning the fact that it now comes in a plastic tube, but I gotta say, if you travel at all with those, plastic tube seems like a much better choice. Metal tubes always get crimped, bent at odd ways, have a tendency to split. I had a tube of Vars shaving cream, the Polish shaving cream, that unfortunately when I unscrewed the cap, the tube was all dented and bent from when I brought it back from Poland, and the cap snapped off, so actually I've had to just put that into a separate container, but the tube itself is just mangled. Yeah, no pressure, just easy. I did manage to catch myself once this week shaving while distracted before work, sort of lost in thought, but it looks like it's fine now. You know, you always tell people, really be in the moment when you're shaving, but sometimes it's very hard to prevent your mind from wandering. Muscle memory kicks in, you just keep going. All right, well, let's see about pass number 3. Hey, we had a neighbor's dinner last night. 2 couples that live in the neighborhood with us that we've been friends with for a long, long time. We rotate at whose house we have dinner. And after dinner, we were trying some vodkas I brought back from Poland. And some of these vodkas are, they're like really sort of after meal digestives. They're, it's not just vodkas that you just pound back as ice cold shots. They're meant to be drunk slowly and often chased with a little bit of something sweet like some apple juice. And it's meant to be, an after meal digestive. So the flavor of those vodkas, see, that's a little thin. If I find that that's too thin, what I'll do is I'll just add a little bit of cream to the brush and I'll just lather right over that. But may not need to. Let's have a look. But while we're trying this, we're trying a vodka, one of the Zubrovkas I brought back, and I think it is flavored with oak moss, and it's a bit of a slightly sweet. So it's not like just a kind of a traditional straight up vodka. And one of my neighbors said at a certain point, I don't like this. Is it okay to say that? I thought, yeah. And I said, of course, that's the whole point of trying them. It's not try them because you're required to like them. Yeah, I've reopened that spot. And it sort of got me thinking about reviewing these shaving products. People give you things. Vendors provide products for review, or people that you know in the community pass on samples of something that they love. And obviously they hope that you like it too because they're sharing something about which they're enthusiastic, but it is not in any way an expectation or requirement that of course you love it. And the whole point of being able to share your opinion is that you share your honest opinion. So when you don't like something, you should say so and explain why. And not feel bad about that. Yeah, it just struck me at the time that, of course you should say what you think. I mean, do I hope that you love it? Sure, because that'd be great. But if you don't, well, tell me what you really think. Same goes with these products. People are always nervous that because something's being provided free of charge, that there's really no way to review it unless it's a positive review. And that really is simply not the case. And I always tell people if they provide me something, I said there's 2 simple rules. I will keep what you send me unless it's a prototype piece of hardware that you need back. I often pass on samples to people either at work or mail pieces off. And the second is that whatever I say is my opinion. And as a vendor or as a producer, you have no editorial privileges or control over that content. So it's kind of a live by the sword, die by the sword thing. If your product is good, you're going to get a good review. If it's bad, you're going to get a bad review. Not in a mean way. It's just that I'll tell people, you know, what I think about it. You don't like the vodka we're trying? That's totally fine. Okay. Other than that one small nick, which is my fault, again, a bit of lack of attention and talking while you're shaving doesn't really help matters. Let's just double check. Yeah, nice. No real cleanups required. Yeah, the Stealth Slant just works very, very well for me. And that shaving cream is not the slickest shaving cream in the world, but it does provide very good slickness. It rinses off easily. Scent is really quite pleasant. It may be a little on the perfumey side for some, but it is not bad at all. Really a very, very pleasant shave. And honestly, if that was your only option, yeah, I think you'd be more than happy with that. Easy to use, doesn't take much to get a great lather. Smells great, shaves great. All right, let me just towel off. Let me just rinse off one more time, towel off, and then aftershave for today is going to be another of the Meißner Tremonia aftershaves. I got 6 samples. I think I've said in a previous video, the Himalayan Heights as an aftershave scent, not for me at all. But this one, this is interesting. This is the aftershave white, which I think is based on a Weiss beer or a white beer, because the ingredients list as the primary ingredient white beer, then alcohol, glycerin, there's witch hazel and a number of other botanicals in here. I'm going to shake this up. I've been using this, as you can see, I have more left than I thought because I've been using this quite a bit. This is what I would class as more of a medicinal aftershave. This is not a cologne style aftershave. You are not going to be wearing this because you find this scent delightful and others will also enjoy it as it wafts from you. That's not the case. This is definitely a little bit more medicinal. It does smell slightly of beer. It has no regulator, so I'm just being very careful about pouring this into my hand. Feels very good going on. No sting. Nice and calming on the skin. It does have glycerin in it, so it feels a little bit slick when you initially put it on. The smell is slightly beery. You can smell the witch hazel a little bit too. It smells, like I said, a little bit medicinal. Not a cologne aftershave at all, but feels very good going on. Now when it dries down, there is a little bit of that tacky feeling. Not slippery, but a bit tacky. I'm going to apply just a bit more because I only have to make this last for the rest of today and then on to the next one, so I can afford to be a little bit profligate. I do like how this feels in the skin. I really like how it makes my skin feel after the shave. It is very, very cooling, very calming on the skin. The dry down is, after a while, I mean, I'm not a big fan of that slightly tacky feeling. I do always rinse my hands after using it. Pretty good though. I mean, I think the effect on the skin is really quite nice. Feels good. Yeah, that hasn't dried down all the way yet. You can still feel a bit of slickness from the glycerin. Nice, yes, and you do not smell like beer afterwards. This scent dissipates in the scheme of things really relatively quickly. Oh, yeah, nice. All right, well, I gotta say, another wonderful, very smooth, clean shave. Other than that one nick, nah, you know what happens. It's the danger of talking while you're shaving. So let's just recap. Today's Today's razor, an old favorite, the RazoRock Stealth Slant, the V1 Voskhod blade, second use in there. Very, very easy to use razor. Yeah, you have to hold this at a slightly steeper angle. You don't really shave like this, you're really holding it more like that. And I used this for so many weeks in a row that in fact it kind of screwed up my angle on some razors I used after, like the Parker. But that's easily corrected. Today's shaving cream, thanks once again to my wonderful friend and benefactor. Appreciate it. Nobody saw you give it to me. This is the shaving cream for skincare. An Israeli shave cream, one of the two. I think Mem is the only other one. Like I said, this used to be called Lavandor, renamed in 2005. I'll post a link in the description to the, there's a comment or a thread on Badger and Blade that goes into some more detail about manufacturers and the people that have sort of brought this back to market. Very nice, simple commercial shaving cream, wonderful green color, easy to use, easy lather, slick, protective, no problems using it. Nice light scent, light tobacco flower scent, something like that. A little on the sweet side, slight tendency towards the perfume, but other than that, really excellent shaving cream. And I would imagine very cheap. The Semogue Owners Club boar brush in cherry. I think this was a gift from Thomas Cooney, if I remember correctly. Excellent, excellent brush. The handle shape is fantastic. The wood is really held together very well. The brush has broken in easily and quickly. I've not had any issues breaking in these Semogue brushes. Others seem to have an issue. It just seems to take a long time. Just use it like you would. Just use it regularly. Use it every day, and it's going to break in just fine. Initially, maybe a bit tough. Just bear with it. You're going to be very happy with the results. And then finally, to close it off, from our friends at Meißner Tremonia, the white aftershave white, little 10 milliliter bottle. These samples do not come with a regulator, so be careful. I have had one instance where it glugged out a lot of it, and I've also tipped it over, which of course it just spills everywhere. So just note that, just be careful. A very nice aftershave. As I said, a bit on the medicinal side. This one's based on a white beer. I also have the black version of this, which I'll be using in a later shave, which is based on a dark beer. So we'll see how those two compare. Well, I think that really covers the products for today. As always, if you have comments or questions, please feel free to leave those against the video. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And until next time, goodbye.